We all know the big names from mythology, right? The gods, the famous warriors, but some of the greatest heroes are the ones we've kind of forgotten. Today, we're diving into the story of a divine bird from Indian lore who sacrificed absolutely everything for the sake of his duty.
So let me ask you, what does it really mean to be a hero? Is it all about strength, raw power, or is it something else entirely? I want you to keep that question in your mind as we get into this incredible story of courage.
All right, let's just jump right into the action. Picture this. An ancient bird, feathers grayed by time, is soaring through the sky to intercept the most feared demon king in the land. And he's doing it all to save an abducted queen. This is where our story kicks off, right at its most dramatic moment. So yeah, we're starting with the ultimate confrontation. High above the forests of ancient India, a battle of wills is about to go down that will literally change the course of an entire epic. And that's him. That's our hero, Jatayu. He sees the demon king, Ravana, flying away with the captive princess Sita, and he doesn't hesitate for a second. Despite his age, despite the impossible odds, his voice just rings out with this pure righteous fury.
And Ravana's response? It's just dripping with arrogance. He's dismissive, totally confident in his own power. He sees Jatayu not as a real threat, but just as a foolish obstacle. He completely underestimates the old bird's resolve. But why was Jatayu so determined? Well, to understand that, we need to go back in time.
Every hero has an origin story, and Jatayu's courage wasn't born in that moment. It was forged long, long before this fateful day. His story is one of brotherhood, sacrifice, and a promise that would change his life. Okay, so check this out. This one event basically defined Jatayu. As a young bird, he was reckless, and he flew way too close to the sun. His older brother, Sampati, in an incredible act of protection, shielded him with his own wings. Sampati's wings were scorched, and he lost his ability to fly. That sacrifice, it changed Jatayu forever. It took all his youthful recklessness and turned it into this profound sense of responsibility. So, haunted by what his brother did for him, Jatayu dedicated his whole life to this one core principle, dharma. And this isn't just a word. Think of it as a deep commitment to righteousness, to your duty, and most importantly, to protecting the innocent no matter the cost. This became his life's mission.
So, years later, when Prince Rama and his wife Sita were exiled to the Dandaka forest, who do they meet but the now elderly Jatayu? He recognized Rama's father as an old friend of his, and right then and there he made a solemn vow. He promised to watch over them, to be their guardian in the wild. And that promise, well, it set the stage for his ultimate test.
And that test was going to come a lot sooner than anyone expected. The peace they had in that forest was about to be completely shattered by the cunning of the Demon King.
Ravana's plan was brilliantly deceptive. First, he used a magical golden deer to lure Rama and his brother Lakshmana deep into the forest. With Sita all alone, Ravana then disguised himself as a holy man to get her to lower her guard. The moment she stepped out to offer him something, he revealed his true form, grabbed her, and escaped in his flying chariot.
As she was being carried away, Sita's desperate cries for help just echoed through the entire forest. And someone heard them, loud and clear. High up in the trees, the old guardian knew his vow was being put to the test. And that brings us right back to that confrontation in the sky. But now it's different, isn't it? Now we understand the lifetime of conviction that was fueling Jatayu's every move. This wasn't an impulse, it was his destiny. For Jatayu, this wasn't just any old battle. He was fulfilling his dharma, his sworn promise to Rama. This is where we see that true courage isn't about not being afraid. It's about your conviction being stronger than your fear. So he launched himself into the air, a winged embodiment of duty, to face a 10-headed demon king. Ravana may have dismissed him as just an old bird, but Jatayu fought with unbelievable ferocity. He used his talons, his beak, and his wings to just tear apart Ravana's chariot. He even managed to shatter his powerful bow. For a moment there, you almost believed the old bird could actually win. But Ravana, furious and humiliated, drew his celestial sword, and with one brutal, decisive strike, he sliced off Jatayu's wings. The valiant bird, broken and bleeding, just fell from the sky. His battle was finally over. When Rama and Lakshmana finally found him, Jatayu was barely alive. But even with his last breaths, he fulfilled his duty.
He gave Rama the most critical piece of information he could have, the direction Ravana had taken Sita. He provided the very first clue in the quest to save her.
Moved to tears by this incredible act of loyalty, Rama honored Jatayu not as just a creature, but as family. He performed the funeral rites himself, an honor that was reserved for a father or a revered elder, cementing Jatayu's place as a true hero of the epic.
But the story doesn't end there. Not at all. Jatayu's sacrifice wasn't in vain, and his legacy isn't just written in ancient texts, it's literally cast in stone.
200 feet. That's how long this sculpture is. It's the Jatayu Earth Center in Kerala, India. It is the world's largest bird sculpture, and it's built on the very spot where he is said to have fallen. What a monumental tribute to his sacrifice.
So, what's the big takeaway here? Jatayu's legacy is huge. He proved courage comes from conviction, not just from strength. He provided that vital clue that led to Sita's rescue. He became this timeless symbol of selfless duty, and I love this part. In a beautiful twist, his story eventually reached his long-lost brother Sampati, who then helped guide the rescue mission, completing the circle of sacrifice.
Which brings us back to our first question. Jatayu shows us that being a hero isn't about winning every battle. It's about standing for what's right, even when you know you're going to fall. So the question isn't just his to answer, it's ours. What is a legacy worth if not for the values we're willing to defend?